research. See the videos, just to convince yourself. A lot of controversy because it was a bit crude back then. Nobody's sure of exactly what the frequencies are, or there's controversies about that. Also, I would theorize that bacteria change, they evolve. High school. I don't know if anybody else did this experiment, but in high school, take a Petri dish, you put in some bugs, stick in a closet, you come back next class, a couple days later, it's all fuzzy. Stick in antibiotic, inoculate the Petri dish, come back a couple days later, it's all fuzzy except for a nice line of demarcation around the antibiotic where nothing can grow. Don't touch it, stick it in a closet, come back the next week or a couple of days later, the bacteria are growing on the antibiotic within a week. And so I would imagine energetically the same thing would occur, or can occur. Rife's machine, I've known a lot of people with Rife machines. They seem to sometimes work. I think it's a bit hit and miss, but I'm not the expert in this stuff. Anybody had like consistent, stellar success with a Rife machine that I didn't know about? Then, interesting, some other guys came around a couple years ago, a guy named Ricky Hunt and his son, who's a PhD in physics, using EAV kinds of machines. What they initially started doing was taking groups of people with specific conditions. So I got introduced from a patient. I assume a lot of you have the same experience. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's got some newfangled thing to sell shows up on your doorstep wanting you to hawk it, right? Either sell it in a clinic or use their stuff and so on. And there's a lot of stuff out there. Some of it works. I think all of it works for somebody, but not all of it's real consistent. And so I got to where I'm sort of ignoring this stuff, but Gary had a degenerative eye condition called uveitis, where he's going to lose his vision unless he's on a whole lot of steroids, which he was for about a decade. It turned out that that was a cranial issue, and we fixed his uveitis, but his immune system was badly compromised, and he had horrible candida. Worst case I've ever seen. His fingernail beds looked like spider webs from the candida coming out. He couldn't touch anything, it just hurt too badly. And Gary had done a lot of very healthy guy, diet conscious, nutrition, all that stuff, just wasn't going away. He comes in and says, Joe, this is going to sound nuts, but his wife found Aura patches, and in about 2 weeks, the pain's gone. In about 3 months, his candida's gone. Very simply, Dr. Hunt, supposedly, proprietary information, they're a little tight-lipped about it, but it seems to be working pretty consistently, analyzes a group of people, say candida, scanning for the deficiencies in these vibrational frequencies, that then instead of like the Rife machine, a couple of target frequencies, they can build into a little skin patch up to 33 frequencies that you wear 24/7. And it seems to be therapeutic for a lot of people. Non-transdermal, just little energy patches. Look it up, see what you think. Interesting stuff. They never claim anything except at being an adjunct to whatever kinds of other therapies you're using, Gary. And that's little Jasmine. Jasmine, a couple of, about a year and a half ago, got very sick, ended up feline AIDS and asthma. She was treated only using vibrational frequencies from Aura patches. Had her tested a couple months ago. They can't find the AIDS. So I hope, I think I talked a little faster than I expected, which we can go home early. I hope you're starting to get sort of some kind of an idea that, you know, with your intent or with your therapies or the things you're doing, you can make some very real changes. And although the information is not real mainstream yet, there is some serious good university studies, physics laboratories, confirmation that this is very real stuff. Interesting concept. I'm not going to claim to understand this one a whole lot. This is like just over my edge of physics. I liked physics. I was fairly good at it, but new research talks about baryons. Baryons are theoretically low strands of WIM. WIM is the white-hot intergalactic medium. Physicists actually talk like this, if you can imagine that. Interesting, it's being described as sort of this invisible cosmic web that upon which the actual physical universe is built. Now we all know that, they'll say that this isn't really solid. And that's, they say that because there's huge spaces between the molecules. But on the other hand, it is kind of solid. If I hit you in the head with this, it's going to hurt, But I just found this fascinating. Maybe you won't. But they're claiming that 5% of physical matter is invisible. I don't know exactly how that works, but invisible physical matter, which in theory would be the medium through which a lot of this energetic intervention can operate. And there's a sizable world, a gap there in physical reality that we don't understand. And I think this is the world, this may be the world that we're sort of playing in, and there's far more connectivity within the organism and between organisms and the planet as a whole than we often give credence. So, some smart guy said that. It might have been Dale Carnegie or somebody. Say you can or say you can't, and you're right. So I suggest you push the limits of human potential and say you can. Any questions? I hope that's useful. Thank you very much.